This is Jody, and we're going to do the intro to this. Rhonda has a heartfelt message as the first Thanksgiving approached, and it's hard. It's hard. Um, I'll let you listen, you guys, and hear the hurt in her voice, and it saddens me. We also had another loss on November 8th. My other nephew, who was the same age as me, so he was more like a brother. So now I've had two nephews die this year. And even though I'm not a mother, doesn't mean I don't know the loss or the hurt. Um, so this is very heartfelt, and I hope it reaches you guys.
So before I get started on today's episode, as usual, I want to say if you are having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations, to please call or text 988. Do not suffer in silence. If you have a loved one or a friend or someone that you know who has those thoughts, please give them the number 988 to call or text. I know that right now, during what we call the holiday season with Thanksgiving and Christmas and even New Year's coming up, there are a lot of people who suffer with depression and sadness and things like that during this time of year. So there may be an increase in people having these thoughts. And I just would say, please, if you're having these thoughts, please don't hesitate. Please call or text 988 and get some help. Get the help that you need. Find out what advice they can offer. Find out what the resources are, please. Just don't go down that path without at least reaching out and trying to get some help for how you're feeling and what you're thinking and everything. Um, so I want to kind of backtrack a little bit. Last week's episode, November the 26th, um, aired on the 26th, but obviously I recorded it before the 26th. So, the things I was saying last week were, prior to Thanksgiving, but on Tuesday, the 26th, after the episode had aired, I had to run a few errands. And while I was out, I once again had those feelings that I didn't want to keep going, that I didn't want to keep putting one foot in front of the other, that I didn't want to think or make decisions or, take care of anybody or do anything um, because I just felt like I just couldn't do it anymore. Again, I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not giving up. I'm just saying that that's the feelings, that's the emotions that I had, is that I just felt like I just don't want to do this anymore because um, it's been a long 11 months with everything that's gone on in our family over the last 11 months. It's been a lot. And some days are just really hard and some days are very emotional, and that day, the 26th, was one of those days. I was also very emotional that day. A lot of tears off and on while I was out. And then when I got home, Mike had an appointment to get fluids. He still, sometimes needs the fluids to supplement what he's getting at home, just to keep him from being dehydrated. And, he's lost a lot of weight, so his face is really thin and everything. And right now, he doesn't have a lot of energy because he's still recovering from the radiation and it's been kind of cold off and on the last few days. So he used to would go outside for hours and piddle and work and do stuff. And a couple of times since he started these treatments, he has gone out and done a few little things or just messed around or whatever. But the last few days or a week or so since it was cold, he hasn't felt like going out and doing anything. The cold has affected him a lot more since he's lost so much weight and since his immune system is down and everything like that. So anyway, while we were at the office, while he was getting fluids, he's sitting there and he's got a blanket on him and the fluids are going in. And I looked over at him and his chin was quivering and his eyes were welled up with tears. And I was thinking, probably because of the situation, because of of everything, the treatments and this long road that we've been on. And, Daddy probably is just tired of dealing with everything. And anyway, that's what went through my head. And I was like, what's wrong? And, he told me, he goes, I miss Adam. He was struggling, like we both are struggling. And with me, it's hard because I'm trying to help him and trying to figure out what he needs or what might help him or what I can do for him. He's the one that's actually going through everything, the feeling weak and the not feeling well and immune system being down and everything like that. So I can see where his emotions would be high as well, or higher even than probably what mine are. But it broke my heart to look at my husband, this big, strong, strapping guy that's always been, pretty muscular, naturally muscular and strong and healthy looking, and just to see him looking like he was feeling pretty weak, and then to see him with his chin quivering and tears welling up in his eyes, saying that he missed our son. For some reason, it's been really hard the last week or so. I think last week when I talked, I said leading up to Thanksgiving, I thought maybe that's why it was hard, but I don't know. I think it's more than that. I think it's just everything. But for Thanksgiving, as far as Thanksgiving is concerned, the day itself wasn't really hard. Regarding missing Adam, I'm not really sure why, but I think part of the reason is that we were all kind of fragmented. We weren't together. A few of us here and there were together, but um, Adam's oldest daughter was with us. She stayed with us for a week while school was out and everything. So she was here with us. His youngest daughter, I think, went to North Carolina with a friend of hers for Thanksgiving. Um, Chelsea, our oldest son's youngest daughter, had to work, so she was at work. And Emily and her fiance Clayton were gone to the alligator farm, and kind of hung out and did that. And then David and his wife had picked up Chelsea's two kids, their grandkids, our great grandkids, and took them back to their house. And they had a great day. They ate and they decorated the Christmas tree, and they made cookies, and it looked like they really, really had a good time. Um, but we were all fragmented. We weren't together. And then Jody cooked for her oldest daughter and her boyfriend. And Jody's youngest daughter lives in Tennessee, so she wasn't here either. So, Madison and I went to Jody's house, and it was different. It was just different. It wasn't the normal Thanksgiving that I'm used to, when usually I cook and at least all the grandkids come here, and and David and his wife sometimes. It just depends on what they've got going on, you know period, with him working and just different things. It just depends on the year. um but this year, because of Adam being gone, and it's our first Thanksgiving without him, and Mike can't eat still. um I just had told everyone that I wasn't cooking. I just didn't have it in me. I just didn't I just couldn't face it. I just didn't feel like dealing with it, which I know probably sounds totally selfish, but I just couldn't do it this year. So I feel like that's part of the reason why we were all fragmented, is because I didn't do what I normally do. When you hear sayings like, when the person that holds the family together passes away, that the holidays are never the same. Um, and I'm not saying that I'm the one that holds holidays together, so don't misunderstand me, but I do what I can to try to um, have everyone, be together when they can, even if they don't come at time of dinner, that they come and visit. So Emily and her fiance did come and visit, so that was really special. They came by and stayed for an hour or so, and we just hung out and talked and laughed and everything. And again, Chelsea had to work, so she didn't get to come by, but she did come over the next day, her and the kids. So we did get to spend some time with them. So, so anyway, that was Thanksgiving. I think the day after, again, for some reason, was harder. I don't know why. Um, I woke up sad the day after, and it seems like just every day since then it's been really hard. And so today is December 1st, and so I'm recording today for our episode on Tuesday, which will be on the 3rd. And so this morning, for some reason, I was very emotional. I got up and, um, went into the living room and made my coffee and I got my Bible and everything. And I was just very sad. I was crying. Um, Again, I don't know how to put into words what or why. I just know that I was very emotional. I was very sad. Um, so anyway, that was this morning. And also for the first time while I was going through those emotions, I actually felt a little bit of anger, and I was quite surprised because I haven't had anger yet, and it wasn't hard, strong emotion. And at the moment, I don't know who or what I was angry at. I just felt a little anger. Um, so anyway, as the day wore on, I had to take Madison home. Adam's oldest daughter, I had to take her home. And as we're driving, she's sharing with me her thoughts about her future. And in February she's going to be 18, and she's still in school, so she's not ready to move out or anything yet, but she's talking about when she's ready to move out and working, and what her thoughts are for her future and things like that. And after I dropped her off, I didn't say anything to her while I was taking her home, but after I dropped her off and on the way home, I started crying again because I was like, she's going to be 18 in 2 months. One of her brothers, is going to be 21. And both of those are really significant ages, just like Kylie's 16th birthday. And all I could think about on the way home was, Adam, you should be here to help with Sabrina, help guide and mold Madison and Kylie, and be here to celebrate these milestones and celebrate these significant birthdays. But you're not. And their youngest son, his birthday, he's going to be 21. Again, another significant birthday. And he should be here to celebrate these things. And all this is going through my mind on the way home. And it was just a very sad day today. All the way around for whatever reason. I still don't really know, why. And again, during those thoughts and those emotions, I actually felt anger again. And I almost felt like it was anger at Adam. And I don't know if I haven't felt that before because I feel guilty for being angry at my son. But I am. And I'm sad that he felt like that was his only choice, his only option. And I just am a little angry that he felt like that was his only choice and his only option. So I don't mean to be quite so emotional, but I want this podcast to be real and raw, and I want people to know and to see and to hear and to feel the emotion that takes place when someone has taken their own life. Any death at all, especially, losing a child, um, comes with its own emotions and raw and hurt. But the fact that they choose to make that choice, it just seems to be more painful. And again, I'm not discounting anyone who has lost a child because I know it's painful, and I would never ever say to someone, well, your pain isn't as great as mine. I'm just saying that it's harder, or I guess, to accept that he made that choice. And again, I'm just heartbroken that he made that choice, and that, he's not here to be with his kids for all the significant things in their life as they grow and they get older, and just just do the things that they're supposed to do. So anyway, that's where I'm at today. This is what it's been going on since last Tuesday. Um Different thoughts and stuff. So thank you for listening. Um and I ask that if you would hit the subscribe and the like button on as you're listening to this episode. I would really appreciate it, or we would appreciate it. Again, there's no cost. When you hear the word subscribe, there's no cost. It's just to help move our podcast up in the listing of podcasts. So again, as I think I said last week, I'm praying about whether to continue the podcast because I don't know that I'm fulfilling what I thought God has have me to do. I'm still waiting to hear from him to tell me what it is he would have me to do. So if you have any thoughts or you have any questions or you have any comments, please put them out there here on this podcast and let us know, what you think or, if we should continue. I know that I want to continue through the anniversary of Adam's death, which is January the 8th. I don't know where I'll be when that time comes, and I don't know if I'll be able to record right away or right around that time, or I don't even know what days of the week are yet, but that's kind of my thought right now. My prayer is that, that God will just show me what he would have me do, what he would have us do, if we should continue or if we should end this. But I thank you for all of you that are listening, and just keep praying if you feel like it's helping you or it may help someone else. Just pray that God will show me what he would have me to do. So anyway, I want to end the same way I start every episode. Please, 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 if you have suicidal thoughts or ideations, please do not hesitate. Don't suffer. Don't think that that's your only option. Please call or text 988 for help, assistance, for resources, advice, whatever they have for you, and again, if you are thinking this thought, and you have loved ones, please think about what is going to be left behind as a result of you, taking, your own life. And I just pray that no one will do that. And I pray that no one else, no other family member or friend has to go through this grief of losing a loved one to suicide. So again, thank you for listening. And Jody's gonna close us out and let you know where we can be reached or how we can be contacted. Thank you again.
I just want to end by saying, again, I'm not a mother of someone who has lost someone or even have to deal remotely with personal suicide. But I can tell you the hindsight of someone you love dying hurts the soul. And then you have the hindsight memories that are uncontrollable. 1 minute you're good, and the next minute you're not. And I'm sorry if this seems insensitive. I just am struggling myself at the moment. Please, everybody, pray for our family, because we're all going through it. All of us. I mean, Rhonda's been through so much this year, and I can't even imagine how she must feel. I only know from my perspective, and it hurts my soul, and we're struggling. And I just want to say that some of the losses that I've had, including my brother, which was in the earlier podcast, I'm going to talk about in the new year. It's going to be a new podcast called, well, I haven't really come up with a name totally. So we'll keep you posted. But I don't want to announce it just yet. We're just trying to get through this year. And Rhonda, I love you. Adam, we love you. And my nephew Shane, that just died, we love you too. Mike, struggle through it. You're a big, strong man. You can do it. David, you lost a brother. You can do it. And we got the grandkids and the nieces and the nephews. And we hold you all up in our prayers. And we love you. Please stay tuned. We'll have another episode on YouTube next week. We're on Instagram and Spotify and Facebook. And if anybody wants to comment or reply or offer suggestions, we welcome it. It's been a tough year and we're struggling. We appreciate all of you listening. Thank you so much.